Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever felt like you're watching your life through a screen? Like you're more of an observer than the main character in your own story? Well, tonight's story is about a boy who feels exactly that way. He's stuck in his sleepy town, just going through the motions. But his life takes a strange and unexpected turn when he discovers an old abandoned shop and a mysterious machine that does something impossible. Leo and his camera. Leo felt like he was living his life through a screen. Not just his phone screen, but the viewfinder of his old Nikon camera. At 17, life in the sleepy town of Northwood felt like a movie he'd seen 100 times. His camera was his only way of trying to find a new angle, a single frame that felt different. One drizzly Tuesday afternoon, ditching his usual route home, he found himself drawn to the abandoned electronics repair shop on the edge of town. Volt Age, the faded sign read. The windows were grimy, the door chained shut, but a small side window, cracked and forgotten, was just loose enough to be pushed open. Curiosity tugged at him. He slipped inside. The air was thick with the smell of dust and cold metal. Shelves were piled high with the guts of old televisions, radios with blank faces, and tangled nests of wires. It was a graveyard of technology. In the back room, on a lone workbench, sat a piece of equipment he didn't recognize. A heavy, boxy radio receiver covered in dials and gauges. A brass plate was engraved, the Echo Box. Beside it lay a thick, leather-bound journal. He blew dust off the cover and opened it. The first entry was dated 1988, belonging to Samuel Thorne, the shop's former owner. Page after page detailed his obsession with building a machine to capture stray radio signals. Echoes of conversations, broadcasts, and moments stuck in the atmosphere. Leo's heart started to beat faster. On a whim, he plugged it in. A low hum vibrated through the workbench, and a few amber lights on the machine flickered to life. He remembered a story his grandmother told him about the day the old Northwood Bridge collapsed during a storm in 1989. Closing his eyes, he pictured the raging river, the splintering wood, the cries of the townspeople. He placed his hand on the cold metal of the echo box, focusing all his thoughts on that single moment. He twisted the dial. The static hissed and popped, then changed. Through the fuzz he heard it, a man shouting, a woman's cry, followed by a deafening groan of twisting metal. Leo snatched his hand back, his breath caught in his throat. It was real. He had heard a ghost from 1989. Over the next few weeks, the shop became his secret world. He heard snippets of the town's past. Then he read Samuel Thorne's final entry, detailing his hope for a better future, a future he never got to experience. Leo looked at his own reflection. He had been so obsessed with capturing moments that he had forgotten to live in his own. He thought about the future, his future. He pictured himself at school, talking to Sarah, showing his photos to the school newspaper editor. He put his hand on the echo box one last time, focusing on that image of his own tomorrow. He heard a faint echo of his own voice and Sarah's, laughing. It wasn't a ghost or a prophecy, but a possibility, an echo of a choice he hadn't made yet. He unplugged the echo box. For the first time in a long time, the world in front of him looked more interesting than the one on a screen, and he was finally ready to be in the picture.